take privilege in welcoming today's chief guest of our webinar and Matuni Alludu Garu, IPNP, JC Shirish Dandu sir. Welcome to you, sir. I feel happy to welcome JC Tito Matthew sir and thank you, sir, for accepting to deliver and share your thoughts with all our Zone 4 leaders and members. It's my privilege to welcome our beloved ZP, JCA PPP, Rajita Posala to this webinar. Welcome ZP madam. It's my honor to welcome and thank the key persons behind executing this program, NAM Coordinator No Plastic, JCA Senator Pawan Kumar Garu, ZDCSR Zone 4, JFMCH Ham Shankar Garu. Welcome to you, sir. I also welcome ZVP Region B Zone 4, HGFCH Vijay Kumar. Welcome Vijay Kumar Garu. It's my honor to welcome all the past and current leaders of Zone 4 and all my co-LAM presidents of 2020. Welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Aman Gupta Garu. I, JC Amshankar, in a capacity of Zone Director CSR, in the history of Zone 4. Hello?
Continue.
Yeah. I, JC Amshankar, in the capacity of Zone Director CSR, in the history of JCA India and Zone 4, it's the first time that we are conducting a CSR conclave. Let me invite you all for this wonderful webinar. Before let me thank few people who helped me for conducting this wonderful webinar. My special thank to JCCPP Rajita Pusarla madam, Zone President, and my Guru of JC Senator Pawan Kumar, and NAM Coordinator CSR Titu Masu sir for accepting our invitation. Thank you so much for all your wonderful helping me and guiding me to conduct this wonderful webinar. Thank you. Now the special task by JC Sajita Garu, JC Tunavia.
Good evening to all JC. I thank you for giving me this opportunity of presenting our trainers' profile. This outstanding individual joined the JC movement as a member of the JCI Nalkodi of Zone 22 in the year 2014. As a member, he has served as a Director, Business Junior JC State, Vice President, Training and Management. In 2019, he was installed as the Law President. During his term, he drove JCI Nalkodi to greater heights. Some of his unique techniques are as follows: stable, training, and Aharam for building leadership. In-house training ID program along with dinner get together among the members. Fun Fam, a fun-filled day with the JCI family, an initiative of building up bonding between the members and the family. Nalgonda Kasha, a waste dumping roadside area beautification project conducted in collaboration with the local body. Mega medical camps. Conducted 2 mega medical camps with 1,000 plus patients in association with Pushkagiri Medical College and Jar Alikar Foundation. No plastic project. Cloth bags made from waste cut cloth to replace plastic bags and promoted it by associating with Radio Media Village, a very popular community FM radio. JCI Nalkodi signed partnership with Bangalore-based charity fundraise platform of microcharity.com and conducted charity activities worth 4 lakhs. Published an outstanding Zone Award-winning long bulletin, Legacy. First ever in the history of JCI Nalkodi. CSR Connect contribution of rupees 10 lakhs as the first and the highest amount to JCI India Foundation. His extraordinary performance got Outstanding Local Organization Award for Zone 22 in the year 2019. JCI India honored this gentleman with the most prestigious award, Outstanding Local Organization President of JCI India for the year 2019. JCI Senator Titu Matthew is an investment and tax consultant by profession. He is the director and board member at ANG Stockbrokers Private Limited at the Retra Family Office Private Limited. He is married to J.C. Rosemary Augustine and blessed three children, Matthew Tito, Thomas Tito, and Rita Rose Tito. Apart from JCI, he holds the prestigious position of the Joint Secretary of the Central Travancore Chamber of Commerce and Industry. With this, I present you the today's speaker, JCI Senator Titu Matthew.
Thank you, madam. Now I recognize IPNP sir, Shirish Dandu sir, and I recognize JP madam, JCCP Rajita, Zone 4, the NOM coordinator, JC Senator Pawan Kumar sir, and ZVPs of Zone 4, JC Verma, JC Sandeep, JC Vijay, and zone mentors and the zone advisors of Zone 4, JC Murli Garu, JC Manohar sir, JC KMS Ramkrishna sir, and the zone director JC Ranjit, zone director business, and I recognize the zone coordinator JC Palset Madhubab Garu, and the LOM presidents JC Tunujuals President JC MN Gupta, JC Vizag Elite President JC Divya Shesh, JC Rajahmundry Pulse Padma Garu, JC Vizag Smart President JC Maya, JC Steel City President JC Ajay Naik. Thank you so much, dear all my dear presidents and zone directors, for attending this wonderful seminar. And the NOM coordinator, I also recognize the presence of the NOM coordinator JC Rajeshri. Over to Pawan Garu.
Good evening, everyone. We also recognize our president of JCI Vizag president and other zone JCs and past president of JCI Nellore town, JC Suresh Garu. And now we request our Suresh Garu to just give few words.
Thank you very much, Pawan. Respected Zone President of Zone 4, Rajita, the most dynamic and most energetic MyLOM President of 2019 and the present NOM Coordinator CSR Connect Tito Matthews, Zone Coordinator and Zone Director CSR M. Chandar, past Zone President and a good friend of mine from Zone 4, Pawan Kumar, LOM presidents who are hosting this webinar to understand the concept of CSR for the betterment of the chapter and JCI India, JC MN Gupta Garu, Bhavesh Jain Garu, Sujata Garu, and other zone participants, especially NOM Coordinator Rajshri, all other viewers and LOM presidents of JCI India 2020-20. What a wonderful moment it is for me to address in front of you, to provide a platform for us to grow in life, to make better things and create impact in the society. Abdul Kalam said that if you dream small, that will be your first mistake. So you have to dream big, and then only you can achieve the success of changing the life of the society. Yes, it is a good statement, but how is it possible is a big question. Along with great difficulty, pays and subscription to JCI India, have to conduct few meetings. That itself will be an Herculean task for some laws. But when we plan for big things, we should be backed with a proper financial management. Getting money in this market is a very tough time, but there is a possibility. JCI India always comes out with the solution for the present scenario. I would like to share one incident which happened to me in the year 2019 as a national president. I visited one of the zones, and one LOM president in the question and answer session of with the national president asked a direct question to me, sir, you take so much of money from the members, but do you actually give something back to the LOM? This was asked to me in the month of February or March, I think. So that was actually lingering in front of me and in my mind, that JCI India never gives back in the form of monetary aspect. Yes, we collect money to run our organization, but how many people can understand that? How many LOM presidents can get convinced with that? But what should I do? It was lingering behind me, and finally we came out with a concept. Unfortunately, that CSR is one gateway, I think, is going to solve so many issues. CSR will be, this connect will be totally and clearly being explained by Tito, because he is a living example of one beneficiary of this concept. He started the concept with a 10 lakh rupees. Just imagine 10 lakh rupees. It is not easy to ask somebody. I know if you ask your seniors, they may give 10,000 without asking a question. Maybe you can ask 10 people, 1 lakh, not more than that. What about in lakhs of amounts? There should be a concrete solution. And this is the solution, my dear friends. A normal chapter, if you think, started this year, can also do projects in lakhs of rupees. Provide a solution for the society. You can also earn name, fame, and you will be called as an active citizen when you provide solution to the society. One PR project or one PR activity showing that we are available to give an solution for the society. It could be an educational project. It could be an Impact 2030 project, or any project which requires and falls in the line of CSR. This is going to be the connect. Dear friends, utilize this opportunity and create a biggest impact on your life and in the society. I'm sure Tito will be doing a justifying PPT. I'm sure he's prepared. I've seen his PPT. It's come out very well. And I'm sure you will get a lot of information today, and every chapter is going to be rich if you utilize this opportunity. Wish you all the best. Have a great 2020, and COVID is just a cushion for us to prepare for a greater impact. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
We request our JP madam to speak few words.
Good evening, dear JSS of Zone 4 and all the leaders of JCI India and Zone 4. First, let me welcome our today's chief guest, Siddhish sir. We welcome you to Zone 4, sir. And first, let me congratulate the LOM presidents, JCI Tuni Jewels, JCI Tuni Navya, and JCI Vizag Green City for organizing for the first time in first of its kind and in first time in JCI India and also in the Zone 4. Congratulations to all the long presidents and bridge the gap. Yes, this is the perfect tagline which our national president has given us for the year 2020. Even during this pandemic situation, we are utilizing it. We are utilizing it in a much better way. We have been a bridge between our grassroots members and our leaders, and have rendered many services and also have gained too much of knowledge. Yes, the main motto is to be the bridge between the needy and the resource person, the bridge who can help poor students for education, and we can be the bridge between the people who are in need of blood and who can donate blood. Similarly, in this way, in this process, as our IPNP sir has mentioned, we can be active citizens in solving the problems. We can act as a bridge between the corporate social responsibility of many organizations, many companies, and the needy communities. Yes, this let us be the bridge the gap. Yes, this leader has created ripples in the year 2019 all through JCI India. He is our own leader, and we can say our Telugu leader. We are proud of you, sir. Under your leadership, we have learned many things, and our JCI India has seen many new opportunities. And for the first time in our zone, we are having this portfolio, Zone Director CSR. When I was a LOM president, just sharing my experience. When I was a LOM president, I could get the fund of rupees 25,000 for one of my projects, and which has created a big PR project in our zone that time. And then I was still, when I was a zone vice president, I was thinking we have to do something big. And when I became a zone president, I thought, yes, we should have a portfolio of zone director CSR, and it should be actively, like we have to be participating actively in all this, what you can say, meetings we can have to organize, and we have to support our LOMs, because I know my zone is very potential. The thing is, a little bit of awareness and little bit of support will lead to many big surprises or many big achievements. We are sure that we are going to come with good CSR connects to JCI India, which our LOMs will get benefited. Our motto is, let us impact the society with this CSR fund. Let us be the bridge between the companies and the communities. Yes, our zone director CSR Hemashankar has taken a wonderful initiative. He has also got connected with some company named Hetero, and he is going to connect with some of his LOM presidents. And I should also convey my heartfelt thanks to all the people who are supporting this project or supporting this orientation program to be happen for the first time in our zone. And I wish we would also support each and every president. I assure you, all the LOM presidents, that we are going to support each and every LOM president in whatever help we can do. And now, what can I say about Tito Matthews, sir? Yes, now listening to his profile, listening to his accolades and achievements. Yes. Pawan sir, thank you so much for giving us the best person to be the pilot for today's orientation seminar. Yesterday we had a trial method, and I have personally asked many doubts to him, and I think I asked so many doubts. And today, dear LOM presidents, feel free how you can get funds. Post-COVID, post-lockdown is going to be a big challenge for all of us to raise funds for our normal projects. So this is the only way where you can get connected to companies, tap their CSR fund, and we can be the bridge to serve the community through that fund. So please do participate actively, ask whatever the doubts you have, and get clarified. And with this, I welcome our Sirish sir and also Peter Matthews sir to Zone 4 once again, and all the leaders of Zone 4 and JCI India. Thank you, President, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, madam. And now it's time for our Tito Matthews sir for your session. Please go ahead. Didoji, you can unmute yours.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Chairman of the day, Zone Director, CSR Connect, JC Hemashankar. Zone President, Felix Fexley Patron, Rajida. Chief Guest of the day, JCA Senator, Sirish Dandu sir. Host LOM President, JC MN Gupta. Co-host LOM JC Vaisa Green President, JC Bhavesh Jain. JCI Tuni Navya, LOM President JC Sujata Madam, NOM Coordinator Pavan Sir, NOM Coordinator Rajeshri, other LOM Presidents, and my dear friends. It's a great opportunity for me to be with you today to do an orientation on CSR Connect. When I look at Zone 4, without CSR itself, I have seen many contribution to JCI India in the past years. Last year, I think almost 9 lakh rupees were raised and donated from Zone 4. Apart from that, I see in these days, during the lockdown period, I think some of the finest trainings I have seen from Zone 4. Hats off to Zone President and the whole ISRGB team. Before getting into the CSR Connect, I would like to thank JC Pavan Kumar sir for aggressively, calling me and asking me to do a session, which should be the first session in JCI India itself regarding CSR Connect, because that's a big privilege to me, as well as I am thankful to him, so that by seeing that, I am doing this session in one of the prestigious zones of JCI India. Thank you, Pavan sir. Also, I am really blessed to have JCI Senator Sirish Dandu sir, my beloved, most respected, my own president, national president sir. In fact, for me to get into CSR Connect and CSR projects was the first speech delivered by Sirish sir during his visit to Zone 22. He showcased how JCI India had been pioneers in piloting some of the finest projects, and which has been later adopted by Indian government. Some of them, like the Swachh Bharat project, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao project, all these were donated by JCI India. I feel really privileged to be part of JCI India to do this project. With that one speech, I became a great fan of JCI Sirish Dundu sir, and in fact, the first CSR Connect 10 lakh rupees contribution was my deliberate effort to, as a return gift or as a initiative to contribute to Sirish Dundu sir's project. I think Zone 4 is really privileged to have the master brain behind the project CSR Connect. I think I would request Sirish sir to interfere wherever is required so that we will together put across the session. Wonderful to you.
Sure. Thank you.
Friends, let me begin by saying two of my sentences which I used during my acceptance speech as a LOM president. When I look around or when I live in this world, I see a lot of things, benefits, projects, which I enjoy every day in my life, which I haven't paid for. It comes free to me. So there is a point in everybody's life where we have to give back to the society so that this stays for long for the coming generation to live. So that is a primary intention and motto, which is really keeping me rooted in JCI activities. Because as an organization, this is one of the biggest and the wonderful platform wherein we can contribute back to the society in an organized and structured way. So let me come to CSR Connect. So my dear friends, when we are passing through this whole presentation, I think you should be having this mind frame. How can each one of us contribute back to the society for the benefits, for the enjoyment what we have been privileged to use without any payment or any contribution. So we need to build a sustainable society or community, rather a nation, which can be well kept for our coming generations too. The presentation more or less will be theoretically, which we can very quickly run through. Post that, I think we'll have more of an interactive session so that I could share my own experience, approaching in corporates, how we have to approach, what way we can convince them, and things like that. Right. So, just for a understanding purpose, let's see what is CSR. As a definition, it is corporate social responsibility, which CSR stands for, is a mechanism by which companies hold themselves to set of legal, ethical, social, ecological standards. It is a form of business self-regulation that has developed alongside greater public awareness of ethical and environmental issues. This definition could be more of a theoretical definition, but in simple terms, let's understand like this. Any corporate working from any of the countries is utilizing or using resources of the country, and they have to in turn give it back to the society in terms of good project or long sustainable activities to their customers, to their employees, to their vendors and others. So that is in simple terms. So they need to invest back to the nation from which they are operating. So that's a simple term. CSR activity in India became mandatory in 2014 with the small amendment in Companies Act 2013 that every company has to fulfill CSR activities which cross a certain threshold, and they have given certain areas where these CSR funds has to be focused. One is educational program, healthcare facilities, poverty eradication, gender equality, and environmental activities or environmental conservation. So the rule is applicable to any company which is having a net profit of 5 crore or net worth of 500 crore or a turnover of 1000 crores. Any companies which fall under any one of this category has to invest 2%, minimum 2% of their average net profit to the society. This is something like the Income Tax Act. You are mandatorily insisted to pay your income tax of the company as well as personal income tax, right? Failing that, there are certain penalties and other implications. Similarly, in case of a corporate which fails to fulfill the CSR mandatory commitment, they can be imprisoned for 5 years or even along with a fine of up to 25 lakhs. So there is no other go. If they have any company which falls under any of these category have to invest to minimum 2%. Coming to Indian scenario, prior to 2014 implementation of CSR itself, there were business groups, business houses, which has been very actively, doing CSR activities like Tata's, Birla's, the GMRs, and all the leading organizations. Even in Kerala, if you see, I see the Muthoot, the MRF Group, the Manorama, all these companies were having for generations doing the CSR activities. Now that it is mandatory, wherein there are a lot of more opportunities for NGOs like us. Just to show you some of our data, which is kind of a market for us. If you see, the average annual CSR contribution made by corporates, Indian corporates, is 15,000 crores per year. Out of this 15,000, 2/3 is contributed by the 300 large companies of India. In this COVID period, if you see the data, the PM's CARES fund itself has mobilized around 5,300 crores. There has been an allocation of 2,500 plus crores for COVID relief activities. Another 9 crore has been already donated for NGOs for COVID activities. This PM CARES fund has been a very strategic and a very, thought through implementation by our Prime Minister, because we already had a Prime Minister National Relief Fund, which was there since I think 1948 or 47 onwards, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was our Prime Minister. So he brought in this. It was his initial purpose was for the rehabilitation or taking care of the Pakistani citizens who were got trapped here during the partition time. So since then it has been there. But our Prime Minister Modi ji found that there is no much corporate contribution coming to this PM Relief Fund. It is roughly around 200 crores. So during this COVID period, he came out with this concept called PM's CARES Fund, wherein in just 1 month, he garnered almost 5,300 crores because he gave an opportunity to the corporates who were contributing to PM's CARE Fund that it is considered as a CSR activity. So I was under the impression that this year the total CSR fund might have gone to PM CARE Fund. So there is no more scope for us to go to the corporates and get the funds. But it is not the case. I studied data, so I found that this is the situation. So out of this total budget of 15,000 crores, I told you it's only 5,300 crores which has gone to PM Relief Fund. So the remaining, if you see, there has been almost 6,600 crores left out of from the private sector itself, which has to be routed through different NGOs to implement CSR activities in the country. So I think we should not be disappointed. There is enough and more left out in the market for us to grab and do our projects. Let me give you more specific data. If you see the CSR implementation or CSR funding happened from 2014 when CSR fund, investment was mandatory. This is the share of different projects happen. If you see, the majority of the large companies have invested 33% of the money into CSR activity directly through their company. They set up a team. The large companies set up a team where they have to identify the CSR projects and they do themselves. Then there is another 10% again related to directly from the company, like Section 8 companies, wherein no profit trust or companies are set up by the companies as a subsidiary, and they implement the project. Again, recently, Prime Minister has brought up very stringent measures through Finance Minister that this has to be really watched very carefully, because he found that many companies are routing through their trust, and through the back door they are siphoning out the money. So that is again strictly monitored. So again, we have a lot of potential there. For us to watch is this 20,000 crores which has been invested from 2014 to 18. 43% of the total CSR spent has been done through different agencies, NGOs like JCI and other organizations. So that is the market share we are left with to grab and implement in our projects. So there is a lot of opportunity. It is not a 10 lakh story, it's not a 10 crore story. It is multi-crore sitting lying there, which we have to utilize. There are a lot of cash-rich companies. Sorry, I couldn't bring that slides. Companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, and all, they are not able to fully utilize their funds every year. So they are every year, setting apart money which is left over in a separate account, which has to be utilized within 3 years of time. That is the time frame which is given. I'm sure a couple of crores might have gone to the PM Scare Fund, but still, I think there are a lot of companies which are finding it difficult to, utilize their funds fully. So we have to approach those companies. I was listening to Asocham's CSR presentation yesterday. So companies representation were there from JMR and other major group, and they were saying post-COVID period, they are more focused that their funds should be invested into digital platform which provide education and training to rural India. There is a lot of scope for JCI India because we are a training organization, and already during this COVID period, we are flooded with trainings, every zone, every LOM, everywhere. And tomorrow, we are doing a big training day where we are conducting 1,000 trainings across India. So this is a large area where JCI India has big potential to grab CSR funds from company. Second area which they are focusing is COVID vaccine development, R&D, and COVID medicine development, which is being there. So these are the new projects which are they're looking at, apart from the existing projects into healthcare and education, which already they are doing. I think all over India, if you look at the ratio stands like that. Out of this total fund collected, 70% of the fund is utilized on education and healthcare. Even the 10 lakh rupees which JC and Alivudi could mobilize was utilized for healthcare and education only. That was the mandate given by the company from which we have taken the money. Coming to JCI India's CSR Connect, let me explain how it works. One is that we need to approach with our project to a corporate, and any amount which has to be counted under the CSR Connect has to be minimum 2 lakh rupees contribution. Out of this 2 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees and above can be mobilized. Out of this fund mobilized, 15% will be retained by JCI India Foundation, which will be spent on education support, water and sanitation projects across India. Remaining 85% is the amount which will be utilized for the LOM project or the zone project. Friends, let me explain to you what really a company is looking from NGOs to give a CSR fund. First thing we should understand is that majority of the company is looking for NGOs who are like the army for the company or the real executors of the project. Because a company which is planning to do a pan-India project on, say, water conservation or women empowerment or for girl child education, they have to rely on NGOs like JCI India to execute across India. Otherwise, it is going to be a failure for them. So when I approached for the CSR Connect amount, couple of questions were asked to me. These were what is your track record? What is the credibility? What is your experience in executing a project? I think our projects and our data itself speaks for us. We are an organization started in 1949. We have long 60 years of experience in executing n number of projects across India, having 1,300 LOMs. So these are the key credentials which any company will look at to appoint an NGO for their project. And JCI India is one of the best organization which can go to corporate and present our case. Let me just quickly run through how JCI India can showcase a CSR Connect project. As I already mentioned, we are an organization started in 1949, headquartered at Mumbai. This is a key point. We are an NGO and registered with Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is a apex body of Government of India where they tie up with organizations which do long-term sustainable projects in the nation. So Niti Aayog, member of Niti Aayog is a great advantage for us when we are going to corporate. Number two, we are affiliated to Junior Chamber International, which is a 100-year plus organization, which is a UN associated organization. Though these two key points will give us pass mark in the first point itself, our credibility to any corporate. And we are spread across 26 states with 1,300 plus local organization, around 40,000 members. So that is. Now coming to our track record or our projects as such. We have a set projects which every year we conduct through our local organization. One is Samadhan, where we make toilet blocks in rural area. Then Suraksha, wherein we install sanitary pad incinerators. Sujal, which is water purifier or water conservation project. N number of projects which come under environmental, healthcare, education projects. So we have good number of set projects which we can execute for any corporate. These are a couple of the numbers under each project what we have done. We are till date done 5,000 plus toilet blocks, 3,000 plus incinerators, 2,500 plus water purifier, 100 plus parks has been adopted. Several projects, the list goes on. So this is where we are focused. We are here to collaborate with corporates to give sustainable solutions. Basically, the UN sustainable goals, which we focus is these: good health and well-being, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, sustainable cities, climate action, and many more projects. So when you are going to corporate, these are the points which we need to highlight. We are organizations because many of the corporates will ask you why we should connect with JCI India. So these are the points you need to highlight. We have been experienced, implemented a lot of projects across India through our 1,300 plus local organization, and any new project which the company wants to do, we are ready to put across as a project and execute for them, which comes under the category which we already spoke about. What are the benefits which the company which is going to execute projects through JCI India? One is that any corporate to contribute to CSR fund has to get the ATG benefit, which we have already registered. So straight away, the contribution what the corporate is making to JCI India is eligible under this section for the income tax exemption. Then the corporate can co-brand with us. JCI India, along with that particular company, we can co-brand and do projects. So that will give them brand image, mileage for the product. And even Nayan Prayas was a co-branded project which we did in 2019 with company, sanitary napkin company called Nayan. So like that we can co-brand and collaborate and do projects for them. Let me explain the process involved in this CSR Connect. So any LOM or zone which wants to do a CSR Connect has to develop a project, approach a company, explain them what the project is all about, convince them, ask them to contribute to JCI India through the trust called Indian JC Charitable Trust, which is a registered trust wherein they get the tax exemption and things. Now, once the fund comes in, don't wait too long. Immediately we need to execute the project. For executing the project, LOM or the concerned zone can execute the project, and the invoice has to be raised in name of Indian JC Charitable Trust. So there is no issue wherein the LOM or zone needs to have the PAN number, the GST number, and nothing worry. Everything will be taken care by JC India. You need to just raise invoice through, ask the vendors to raise invoice in IJCST, and the payment will be made. And out of this, 15% will be returned with the foundation for education support to poor children. Remaining 85% will be utilized for the project. Again, company report is one thing which companies will act. A detailed report of the project execution has to be given, which will be taken from the LOM or zone, and JCI India will give a detailed report to the company, which has to be filed along with their annual filing, and which has to be legally complied with. So that is the whole process of JCI India CSR Connect project. So Zone 4, I think at this juncture, let me invite you not to just do a project for 1 year or one term or a single project, but at this pandemic time of COVID-19, let me invite you to join JC India to build a better India, not to just do a project just for 1 year. I am there in this position, I need to do, but think long term. We need to do good, sustainable projects and sustainable solutions for our mother India, which in turn will give benefit to us as well as the generation to come. So with this, I think I have completed the theory part. I'll just quickly run through some of the LOM projects which JCI Nalugodi or past years has done, which will give you a glance of how we had approached and how we executed the project. Friends, this is the 10 lakh rupees which in 2019 JCI Nalugodi has mobilized. It was contributed by a company, Mumbai-based company called OPC Asset Solutions. So they had mandated us that the fund has to be utilized for education sector, healthcare sector. So out of the 10 lakh rupees, 1.5 lakhs was donated to JCI India Foundation. Remaining amount, 5.5 lakhs, we installed a computer language lab for a government aided school in JCI, in Nalugodi. Another school, they wanted a basic furnitures and a infrastructure for the school. So there we did a basic furniture and some school infrastructure. 1 lakh, another 1 lakh was spent on palliative care project. So we are regularly conducting a palliative care project under JCI Nalugodi, where doctors come from Pushpagiri Medical College, visit the bedridden patients in poor family, give them medical support. On the same day itself, we get medicines from the pharmacy and deliver to the also, this project has been running with us for last 7 years, and it is a continuous project, and 1 lakh rupees was spent on that. So these were the projects we conducted under the CSR Connect contribution from OPC assets. This prestigious project was inaugurated in 2019 by my beloved National President, JC Senator Sirish Dundu sir. This project was initiated in 2018 by a special school in our area called Seva Niketan Special School, which gives therapy and education to differently able students. So they wanted a sensory therapy room, which was a 20 lakh rupees project. So we brainstormed and we found that Cochin Shipyard Limited has a CSR fund which are contributed to such needs. So we approached Cochin Shipyard, but Cochin Shipyard insisted that the school has to directly approach. So we back supported the school principal and other team, and we followed with Cochin Shipyard. Cochin Shipyard being a public sector company, it took almost 6 months for us to give the proposal, approve the proposal from the board. We had to make multiple visits, and finally this amount was disposed and this project was implemented. So this is a sensory therapy room wherein the brain cells of these differently able children are stimulated through light and sound therapy. So this is the room, and our national president had inaugurated in 2019. This was another project which was again inaugurated during our national president visit in August 2019, which was an area in Nalugodi, which was for almost a decade a waste dumping area, roadside waste dumping area, which we wanted to convert into a park. So we initially had the intention of approaching a couple of corporates, get the CSR fund and execute. Luckily, along with the corporates, our local MLA also supported us. He, from his MLA fund, allocated us 10 lakh rupees so that we could lay the interlock paving tiles on roadside. So that project is an ongoing project. As of now, we have completed the cleaning project, the cleaning part, the interlock tiles are already laid, and this is the long-term vision of the project. Probably in another 1 year, we would like to see a change, what you see in this picture in the coming years, which will be place for us to go do our jogging, exercise, and every other activities. This is an example, in our place, which I just wanted to showcase. This is a Ashoka pillar at our national president's close by junction. His house is just a walkable distance from this Ashoka pillar. If you see the stone engraved, it shows this has been erected in the year 1972 in honor of Naib Tahsildar George Thomas, who gallantly sacrificed his life in Indo-Pak War. So whenever I see this Ashok pillar, I just connect like this. See, anybody lives in this world has to die and go from this world, right? But what remains is what we have contributed to the society. Even this Ashoka pillar talks about the past president, Captain KK John, who was the president of the Changanashri JCs, and our national president is also from JCs. This is the effect of a long-term sustainable project, which will stay there even years after you have left the world. Just to showcase one quick thing, COVID has brought us some good change in CSR Connect also. If you see, this is a COVID kit distribution happened in Kerala with support of Muthoot Papachan Group. And this Fourth Wave Foundation is one of my friend's foundation. And when I spoke to him, he told me this CSR project execution happened with a decision taken by the corporate in just less 1 week time. So that means, like earlier, we had to wait for 6 months or 8 months. It's no more there. Even the 10 lakh rupees JC and Alugodi contributed last year, it happened within 1 month time. In August, our national president announced about CSR Connect. In September, I got the presentation from JC India. In October, before the sound conference, I got the contribution. So within 1 month, it happened. So things are changing in a big way. The pace of approval also is getting very fast. In general, people are saying within 2-3 weeks, many of the projects are getting sanctioned by corporates. This is another kit distribution happened in Karnataka through the same foundation, which was with support of Wipro Cares Foundation. So friends, there I stop my presentation. I think we should get into more of interaction where you can, ask me questions, where I can help you out with how to approach, what way I can help you in this whole CSR Connect. Thank you, friends.
Hello.
Your voice is breaking. Can you come back? Before that, Sirish sir, would you like to add something? What if something I missed? Because
thank you very much, Tito. It was a wonderful presentation, absolutely crystal clear in terms of what is CSR and how JCI is connecting the CSR, in taking our chapters into a next level of thinking, where they can execute a project which they may dream but not possible most of the times. And this is going to be the link, and as well said this year, National President, that bridge the gap, and we are going to bridge the gap. You are a perfect example for that, and it was well executed, and at the end of the day, this is how it has to be. Yes, few points I would like to mention here, that one of the areas, how to get the money back to the chapter from JCI India. Once the project is got approved from JCI India and the company, and once the LOM says a green signal that we are starting or executing the project, only 50% will be given from JCI India, and the rest of the, say, 50% will be given only after the completion of the project by taking the permission of the company. That is one important thing I thought we have missed. And second important aspect with respect to the company, that they will be asking you for the report before the next year, March 31st, because as per the rules of the Companies Act, whatever amount spent on CSR has to be executed within the 11 months and has to be given before 31st March of next year, the financial year. So you please take care of that. If you are accepting money in the month of February, it will be a Herculean task to complete it in just 1 month. So plan it in such a way that you accept the money in the month of April. So you will have the 12 months to execute the project, and next year you can submit it and give it to him. If it is a big project, for example, it may take a big amount and a longer duration. You have to tell the company that this is going to be at least 1 or 2 years of construction. So accordingly, the company will take the permission from the ROC, Register of Companies, that we are executing such a big project, and automatically the time will be extended. So there are a lot of queries you will arise, and they will you will get questions, and now you can actually ask the fundamental question, and once you get into the format of execution, I think we will be there to help you a lot. Thank you, Tito. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir, for the good comments. Manoj Kumar sir, you had a question. JC Manoj Kumar, Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello. Is my voice audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I got another call. There are many corporates who has their
Just Manoj, sorry.
yes.
In case, how do we handle? My line just got disconnected. Hello.
Yes, sir. Chapan, sir.
Hello.
You're audible. Yes, now you're audible.
Yeah, it's audible.
Hello.
Manoj garu చెప్పండి వాయిస్ బాగా వస్తుంది.
No, my question is, there are many corporates who has their own CSR activities. So how do we get through them?
Sir, I think if you remember, I showed a slide wherein, you know, out of the full CSR activities, if you see, around 50% companies have set up their own CSR team and CSR execution separately through them. I think there we don't have much of a role to play, but rather we need to focus on the other, almost 47% of the other companies, like the small and medium companies, which don't have a team to execute the project. Because see, end of the day, for any corporate, this CSR activity is an additional activity which is put kind of a pressure on them to have a spend, track that spend, prepare report, execute, and not much companies will have that kind of a bandwidth or, you know, people to employ and execute. So we need to focus more on those companies who don't have the team to execute. That is point number one. And point number two is, if, for example, I was showing you, you know, Wipro Cares Foundation giving kit to. See, in case of Wipro Care Foundation also, to distribute a COVID kit in a remote village of Karnataka, it's not possible. It's not that easy, especially in a situation where, you know, the lockdown, the quarantine is there. So there are corporates and foundations which are looking for NGOs to execute projects. So it's basically we need to talk to them, check out with their projects, or there are foundations which are looking for NGOs who can do something different which they are already doing. So there are a lot of opportunities. So need not worry about their existing projects. It's only about approaching the right people, right contact, and, you know, making a presentation. That is more important.
Dear Presidents, if you have any doubts, please raise your hand. Badakiran sir. Sir, you can. Pavan garu, please unmute Badakiran sir.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
I'm just a bit confused on the entire process. Probably just make me understand. See, here there is a two-tier system which we are looking at. I don't know. I'm not confusing the long president at this moment of time. One is, yes, CSR activity to be done. Tom presidents can do it with the local companies and take it forward. The other thing what Mr. JC Tito is telling us is through the JCI India. So it is like interacting in a circle of three people. So first of all, introducing the company to JCI India, and then getting the fund to them, and then again taking it back from JCI India is what precisely I understood from Mr. JC Tito. Is it so, Tito?
Sirish sir, would you like to take this question?
Yeah. Hi, Kiran. How are you? Yeah. This is an situation I would like to clear where how JCI India is coming into the role. As you rightly said, any chapter who wanted to use the CSR fund can do it directly. We are not asking any chapter that you should route through JCI India compulsory. But most of the chapters, if you see in JCI India, are not having a PAN number, and more importantly, the companies are insisting on ATG. Without ATG, most of the companies, 99.9 companies, will not be in a provision that they will extend CSR funds. That is a compulsory guidelines by the ROC and Companies Act. Companies Act says that some association or any NGO or any other firm which possesses ATG is eligible to accept CSR fund. So most of the chapters in India were approaching companies but coming back empty-handed because they were not getting that ATG certificate registration done. So we thought this is a problem, and why don't we give an opportunity for our LOMs to use the opportunity of JCI India Charity ATG certificate. So to create an impact where all the three organizations, three associations get benefit, we created this formula that 15% of the total fund, whatever fund you are accepting from the company, will be used for the education purpose, what we do in JCI India Charitable Trust. So that is how a project, when you submit to the company, should add that 15% will be reserved for the education purpose and the scholarship purpose, where JCI India Charitable Trust is always been using from 45 years continuously. So the company will understand that it is a mixed project or a mixed proposition, that 15% will be used for the education purpose and remaining purpose will be returned back in the process where your project can be executed. Why we are making a point that it has to be rooted through JCI India? Yes, we understand that we are all genuine. To just make sure when JCI India is answerable for every money received. Tomorrow ATG certificate is issued by JCI India. So that means the money should compulsory be routed through JCI India. So that is one process. And the second important thing is the monitoring of the project. The local body, that is the LOM, which will be using the funds, has a responsibility to answer to JCI India, and ultimately JCI India is answerable to the company. So this tripartite situation makes a checkpoint that the project should be compulsory be executed, and then only it can be treated as a CSR activity. So tomorrow, if some government association comes and asks JCI India, where did you execute your project? We should be answerable. We should be in a position to give that reply. So tomorrow we don't want that LOM also should face that problem. So that is why we are making sure that the fund is transferred in such a way that everybody will get benefit. And tomorrow this could be one permanent example for future other LOMs to use this opportunity. Hope I am clear, Kiran.
Yeah, you're very clear. Thank you, Suresh. And see, my questions may further be to you as well as directly.
That is what we want.
Probably the LOM presidents, let them continue the session. Thank you so much.
JC Kiran, just to add, to what Suresh sir had said, I'll just take you through the process I followed with OPC Asset Solution. So OPC Asset Solution was a known company to me for quite a number of years. So I approached them that, I am part of JCI India. We are doing, such and such social projects. Why don't you contribute your CSR fund to us? So the first question asked to me was, what is the track record of your organization? So I didn't put across that, JCI Naligodi, a 9-year-old LOM is there. We are doing the project. I straight away projected JCI India, which is doing projects from long 60 years in India, is doing this project. The second question they asked to me is, Tito, we would like this money to be spent in your area. Will happen if I contribute to JCI India? I said, definitely. This is how it is structured. JCI India will be responsible for the money. They will give you the receipt. They will give you the necessary compliance reports, audited reports, everything. But the execution of the project and the utilization of the fund will happen in my local area, JCA in Aliguri. So they were very happy with that. They were clear in that. Third thing they insisted was, Tito, don't spend this full 10 lakh rupees in projects itself. Keep this money, a bit of money, say around 20% for your long-term project. So that itself, they voluntarily asked me. I didn't disclose them initially that 15% is kept with JCI India and that will be given as scholarship, and that money is more or less is kept in interest-bearing product. But the company themselves insisted that don't utilize your full 10 lakh rupees in projects in one shot. Keep set apart a certain amount for your long-term project. So there are companies which are really looking exactly what JCI India has structured and doing. So don't worry, there are enough and more companies, enough and more funds out in the market. We have a lot of opportunities. Thank you.
Yeah, Joshi, now you can ask your question. President Joshi. Is Joshi present? Yeah. Any other who want to ask a question? Okay. Sir, I want to ask one more question.
Yes, madam.
Sir, yesterday, Bodakiran sir, yesterday we had a discussion, no, sir? Like, I had a discussion with Bodakiran sir that we have companies, sir has leads with companies in Tamil Nadu.
Right.
Yeah, if we ask fund, they will ask us to do projects there itself.
Okay.
But in the afternoon, while I was thinking, sir, can we, Bodakiran sir, can we ask them to sponsor for education so that it directly goes to JCI India, or can we do that, sir?
Yeah, definitely. See, it all depends on how the fund is being spent.
Okay.
And whether the company which is there in Tamil Nadu is interested in doing that kind of an activity.
Okay. Okay, sir. Any other questions, dear presidents? Yes, 2 participants have raised hands. Ravikant Reddy. Yes, you can ask your question.
Everyone, one is I would like to share my experience because I am personally from an IT company and handling the CSR activities of the company. So, I mean, just like what Jesse Titoji said, when we spend anything in company in CSR, we look for, like you said, the credibility of the organization. So one experience that we had is for Special Olympics. Special Olympics, we approached one of the corporates in Vizag, and unfortunately, because we didn't had even PAN card, we were immediately said that it's not possible. Otherwise, the amount we went there for around 7 lakhs, and 7 lakhs was nothing for them. They were ready to do it straight away, provided we have a valid PAN card thing. So that way, this CSR Connect is going to definitely help LOMS a lot. So that's a good opportunity. My another question is like 15% of it goes to JCI India in the form, which will be given in the form of HGFs. So if because generally the companies want most of the amount to be spent around their localities. So if the LOM comes up with eligible students who are eligible for HGF and they come up with applications, can a part of the 15% be diverted again in the form of HGFs in the local area?
I think Sirish sir would be better person to.
15% of the amount is directly contributed into JCI India Charitable Trust. We are doing our regular activity. So, but maybe out of that, as a zone proposes, you may get it. But as a separate amount, out of that 15% may not be possible, because JCI ultimately JCI India Charitable Trust should also run. So when it is extending the support in form of ATC, so we felt that that is a minimum amount, and even in the provisions of CSR, 15% is meant for management and activity. So that is under several activities we are able to convince that what do you call the contribution. But at the end of the day, I would like to tell you that 15% it is absolutely into the control of charitable trust, and I don't think we will be able to give directly on a recommendation. So it has to come through the process of a general process where we collect applications, and if it is eligible, you will get it.
Okay. Yeah. And regarding the PR, like once the project is implemented, so the branding will be of the local LOM, right? Along with possibly along with JC India.
Yes. You will be branded. The local LOM will be the executor of the project along with the company. The local LOM and the company will inaugurate the project together.
Okay.
So maybe a zone or a national officer will be a guest, but ultimately remember that the local LOM and the project and the company together will execute the project.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Adir, now you can ask your question. Adir?
Yes. Thank you, madam, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Actually, regarding CSR, I have a few doubts, sir. Sir, as the CSR, actually the company's rule is having the CSR is in only local area. But whereas from our JCI, we can conduct in any region or any zone. But these things is not linearity with the company rule and the JCI.
Yes,
So kindly give a clarification regarding this.
That is why we are saying it has to be executed in the local area. So we are clear, most of the companies are asking that it has to be executed within a parameter of 20 kilometers. That is the rule of the CSR activity and funds to improve. And moreover, I think it is some companies, it is 100 kilometers also. It depends on the activity of the company. So they say that if, for example, a Coca-Cola company is there, they can use up to 200 kilometers. There are some parameters in as per the CSR rules. So ultimately, the project which you decide on, company together decide, has to be executed in the local, wherever your LOM is there. If I take money from zone, 2 from north, I cannot execute a project in the south. That is not possible. It has to be in your local area only. That is a fundamental rule.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving the clarity. Sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Joshi.
Hello.
Joshi, yeah.
Yeah, hi, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Shirish, sir, and Toto, sir. Sir, I have one question. You people, like, it's like 10 lakhs worth CSR fund we are granted from some company, some X, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because for those 10 lakhs, we're supposed to produce our project report. So and so project, we are giving the project report about 10 lakhs. Then we'll get that 10 lakhs funding.
Right.
But the 10 lakhs going to direct to JCI National, India.
Yes.
Okay. Then, and your people releasing 85%, means 8,50,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Then our project report is 10 lakhs and we are getting 8.5 lakh. This is one question. And question number 2, when we get back this 8.5 lakhs, initially LOM should bear this, or stages wise our JCI India will release?
Ito, shall I answer?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Very good question. First important part, you said 8.5 lakhs. I should come one more point before that. When you said project report, the project report should have that 15% will be used for the education purpose by JCI India Charitable Trust.
Okay.
That should be in your project report.
Okay.
Compulsory.
Okay.
So that is how, if your project is 8.5 lakhs, 15%, so totally out of 10 lakhs, 1.5% or that 15% has to be mentioned as in your project itself.
Okay.
It cannot be separate. You understand, sir? That is your answer. Second point, when you said, sir, whether how the amount will be released.
Yes.
For example, you are doing a bus shelter.
Okay.
Bus shelter requires some kind of 2 lakh rupees.
Okay.
So what we ask you is, once you start executing the project,
okay.
in the initial stages, in a big project, we'll release 25%. After
in advance
consideration, another 25%, okay. And remaining will be given you. Given to the chapter after completion of the total project.
Okay.
So total 100, that 85% will be in the parts of 3 or 2, depends on the project and the requirement of the money.
Okay.
So that is how we do, and the same thing will be reported to the company. That is how we communicate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Nice. Coming to the same point. For example, we have taken the project whole 10 lakhs as a single project. Then out of this, we'll add 15% for charitable for those charity. It's a good point. Nice. But when we are going this whole project as a single project, then according to this, we have to submit the report. What is the 25% amount when we required, and all this we have to submit the NHQ.
Yes.
Okay. After sharing those bills, then they'll release, right?
Yeah, they will release after once you share. For example, when you're executing the project, yes. Immediately you say that we are starting the project, yes. And immediately 25% will be released.
Okay. That is in advance.
As advance, or depending on your requirement.
Okay.
So you say, no, sir, without advance it is not possible.
Okay.
We will release. So
okay.
After executing of 25%, another 25%, and finally after completion of the total project, raising the bills in JC India Charitable Trust, the remaining full balance will be released.
Okay, nice. Thank you, sir. Actually, why I reason this asking, because when we are going to ask CSR fund from companies, we yes. supposed to explain all those parameters. These are yes. the amount going to be there and how we are getting released. Then it will be more easier for us.
You have to be 100% transparent.
Yes, sir.
JCI India is also giving an opportunity for you to be 100% transparent.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Siri sir, and thank you, Chito sir. Thank you, Jetpi ma'am, Rajita.
Yeah. Sir, one more doubt. Can we get this fund for PR projects or only permanent projects?
Oh, no PR projects.
Yes, sir.
Chito, you should answer this.
Can we get this fund for PR projects or permanent projects?
I think it's better if we get for permanent projects, sustainable projects.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
There should be permanent solution coming up, which because see, the company also needs to be co-branded. The society also should be benefited out of it, right?
Yes.
So that way it's better to have long-term permanent projects.
Yes, this was I got this doubt because before Joshi, Ravikant Reddy has spoken, sir, because they have approached a company for their Special Olympics. Special Olympics is a program of their what you can say signature project of their LOM, which has been organizing from past 20 years. So Ravikant, can you please speak on this? Like, have you approached it for PR project or permanent project?
Yeah, we have approached for it's Special Olympics is of course a PR project. It's not a permanent project. It's a permanent project, but not like a construction kind of thing. So we have approached for that only. But I raised my hand for two things. One is like you mentioned about PR projects. When it comes to the CSR rules, the Company Act itself says that it shouldn't be spent on one-time events like marathons or such kind of events. So CSR is not supposed to be spent on such things. It is supposed to be spent on only projects, permanent projects, which are physically implemented in the community. And second thing that I wanted to ask is there any document kind of thing which is useful for LOMs? Like, let's say we had a discussion where you said 25% and then 25% and then 50%, a timeline kind of thing, like if the bills are supported, submitted by let's say,
Installment.
August 1st, within how many days the fund will be released from the JCA India? Because this is important because we have to manage that amount in the meantime. So that commitment should be there on paper from JCA India, so that LOMS can be assured that, okay, by the so-and-so time, if we complete the project and submit the bills, we will get the amount by so-and-so date.
Tito, how many days did you get the amount?
From the company, sir?
From the JCA India.
See, JCA India didn't have any issue. Only thing, our project execution got delayed for so many reasons. And finally, when we submitted the bill, issue was this COVID lockdown came in, and our national president and along with national treasurer couldn't travel to Mumbai to sign the check. That is the only delay. Otherwise, releasing fund from JCA India, there is no much delay. JC Ravikant, good that you brought this point. Actually, in JCA NHQ, we have our foundation officer, Nandini Paul madam. She basically handles all the communication with the corporate, the other materials and presentation, everything which is required for the LOMS or zone. And for me also, during my Mumbai OPC CSR Connect time, madam had only made the communication with the company and the other arrangements, and that way JCA India is fully operational with proper systems and people to handle on behalf of the LOM for getting us the CSR fund. So that way, once again, I would like to acknowledge Nandini madam's efforts and cooperation for us to get the funds. So good that you brought this point. So it's always better to utilize JCA NHQ's infrastructure to approaching the corporates and communication. You can be always in the loop, but it's always to put directly to JCA India.
Can I add a point for the benefit of all? Is it fine?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
That is what, to add more to the clarity of what Tito said, maximum 30 to 45 days we generally take to process a check. So because it need to travel to the headquarters, from headquarters to the national president, then it comes back and then it goes back to the national treasurer, and ultimately once it reaches the headquarters and it gets dispatched to the LOM. So 30 days minimum is what we require for a dispatch of checks once you submit your bills and everything.
Okay.
Okay. So hope I'm clear on this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Can I share one more thing that's beneficial for all?
Yes.
Yeah, the one more thing that the LOMS may notice is every company, big companies which are especially spending on CSR, they are supposed to come up with a CSR policy, which is generally put up on their websites. So if you can go through the company CSR policy, you will get an idea of what are the different kind of activities that company will do. Because there is a CSR committee for every company, which decides on what kind of the activities the company will do. They won't go beyond that. They are not supposed to go beyond that. So if you can get hold of that, you will get to know which companies to approach. And even if they don't have CSR policy on their website, if you have any connects in that company, through that, you will get to know what kind of projects they support. Thank you.
Yeah. Anju Saini ma'am, you can have your question.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. It's Sanju Saini from Kolkata. So I had one question. One person gets that fund, and as you said that 15% will be deducted, and when the project starts, you will get 50% in advance. But what if the chapter is capable of doing that effort for that project, but not capable of that monetary rest of the 50%? Like kitty is not there so much in their loans fund, then how that project to be completed?
Tito, you want to answer?
Actually, sir, I don't have much clarity on that, but
yeah, I got the point. What she said is, for example, a project is worth 10 lakhs. And the JCA India Charitable Trust is keeping 15%, and it has to dispatch 50% after it starts executing the project.
Right.
And remaining 50%, will be dispatched only after completion of the project. So what if the chapter doesn't have that capacity of liquidity in their members or the chapter itself? Will that be a hindrance in execution of the project? That is what
Yes, sir.
her question is.
Yes, sir. Yes, right.
Am I right, madam?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, that's a very genuine situation. If in that process situation, if you can put and request that it has to be the remaining 50% also need to be given in terms of installments of 5 or 6 installments. We will prepare checks in such a way that, you know, every week or every 10 days, some kind of an arrangement can happen, provided it has to be convinced by the chapter and your national zone president and headquarters.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
For everything we have a solution, but it has to be put it in a proper format so that we will come for a solution.
Okay. Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's a
Sir,
nice question.
Shall I join?
Yeah, Ravichandra, you can carry.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I am JC Ravichandra.
Good evening, Ravichandra.
Yeah, I am from Zone 4, but now I am settled in Hyderabad.
Oh, great.
I would like to add something, not some questions, but I worked in few projects when I was in Rajahmundry with GAIL, ONGC, etc. And what I found that is companies generally support some emotional issues like empowerment of women. As Ravikant Reddy said, no, one project of what is that? Special
Olympics.
Yeah, special able child. So company wants to always associate with some emotional issues which are close to society. And one more thing, every company declares in its vision statement their priority areas. And most of the companies want to support projects where we are in a position to show the material, education actually, because they cannot justify in their writings that where was the money utilized and what was the outcome when we talk about education. But when, as Titu sir showed some project of school empowerments, the material is visible and even the company can show to its board members that this is the project we did and this is the end results. And in Rajahmundry, I work with ONGC GAIL in publication of books. And there is a library, sir, which is more than 100 years old in Rajahmundry, Sri Gautami Public Library, where we worked as a we gave it a back support from GAIL, and the books were old books were to be binded, which we did in the jail. Again, the income went to the jail, which we have in Rajahmundry. So the GAIL company got lots of mileage. They spent only 2 lakhs, but I think the mileage was more than 20 lakhs. So company sees the mileage, the branding aspect also. So as JC has many projects, that is skill development, women empowerment, and as Vizag, we have many companies, large companies. I think we should sit together and plan something and design a nice project. Definitely we can do some very good projects. I have seen that all our JCA projects comes under the sustainable goals declared by UNO, the 17 goals.
Yes.
So when we support our project with sustainable goals, I think definitely we can do very good projects, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. That's what I want to add.
Thank you, Ravichandra Garu, for sharing your experience. And Ranjit Shah, do you have any question?
Yes, JP ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, IPNP sir and Titu sir. So I have 2 questions. One is considering this COVID-19 crisis, where most of the companies must have spent their a portion of CSR funds unplanned to overcome or to help the surroundings. So what is your suggestion for the LOM presidents how to go about it? Because either the companies must not be doing well because of the financial crisis, as well as a large portion of amount has already been spent on the rehabilitation or this work. So how is that any suggestions for the LOM presidents? That is my first question. And yeah, that is the question I have. So thank you.
Right, sir. See, coming to your question of the money which they have already spent, I had shown one slide wherein the data shows is that roughly around 15,000 crores is what annual CSR budget is in India. And COVID allocation as well as PM Prime Minister's CARES Fund has taken roughly around 50% of that, some 7,500 crores. Still, I think, through NGOs, there are close to 3,000 odd crores amount still pending with corporates, which has to be routed through NGOs to be implemented. Without the cooperation and proper, execution from NGOs, I don't think any of these corporates would be able to execute the project. Also, to add to that, we need to observe that till 2000, in the year financial year 2019-20, till March 15th, all the corporates were working normally. So, in this final assessment year, the companies will take into account the profits what they made in 19-20 and which has to be utilized in this current year. So, till March, companies have been normally functioning, means they have to do this utilization of CSR fund, this assessment year itself, 2021 itself. So, I think, see, the slowdown or the revenue dip or profitability might be affected in the year first quarter of 20 and 21, right? So, funds, CSR funds is like the income tax. There is no other exemption till date from Finance Minister that there is an exemption that you need not utilize the fund this year. There is some rumors around, but there is nothing confirmed like. So, it's the only mindset problem what we are having. So, we need to just go out to the corporates, present our projects, ask for money. Because in a normal situation, in most of the loans, what will happen, including my loan, JC and Alivodi, it's the members through their friends, families, and fools, collect the money and implement the project. I don't think any of the members or related parties for next 2-3 months will have any surplus funds to utilize for our project. It's the only the corporates, the private sector corporates. Don't go for the public sector. It will take time. They have their own systems and process. They have their infrastructure. So it will be a long drawn process. If you have right contacts, you go. But more easy conversion will happen with the private companies. So better to approach them. So I was just reading this message from JC Maya Kocharia Vaisak Smart. She was saying, hi all, we are from JC Vaisak Smart. We are distributing food to the needy from the day of lockdown. Initially, we are serving cooked food to the needy. Right now, we are serving food and essential to the migrant laborers who are walking back to their hometowns. For this, ITC group sponsored edibles worth 17,000 from their CSR funds. So look at that. I mean, companies have come forward to even sponsor COVID kids edibles, even sanitizers, masks, everything. So it's only question of are we approaching the corporates? It's only question of we need to approach the corporates, convince them, and get the money to execute our project. So I was just last year when I took my loan took this CSR Connect 10 lakh rupees. It was a news in JCI India. Just think you are trying to get 1 crore CSR Connect amount from a corporate. It will be a big news in JCI India. And if you are going to collect 10 crore rupees from any corporate, it could be what an impact to JCI India and to our nation. So it is just a mindset problem. We need to just at the beginning how Sirius sir said, think big, dream big, think of big projects, money will come in. That's the experience which I had personally had with JCI, service, just at the outset of just soon after the first speech of Sirish sir, when he said JCI is coming with CSR Connect this year, I just wrote a message in WhatsApp to him, sir. The very next day after he getting back to his hometown, sir, for the CSR Connect, you can count on me. I will definitely do a project for you. So at that moment, I didn't have any, a lead or any connection like OPC or anything till that day. It's the dream or my intention which I put in my mind. Then later everything was connected and it happened. So it is just that, a zone like zone 4, where without any CSR Connect, we were able to contribute close to 10 lakh rupees last year to JC India Foundation. A project like 1 crore or 10 crore, contributing all together, teaming up with all your loans, it's just a, simple thing to happen. It's just that, your mindset has to be changed. You need to approach the corporate. It will definitely happen this year. I am just dreaming, like, out of this 1,300 loans in India, if everybody, all the active loans try to get 10 lakh rupees, just think it is 130 crore project this year itself. It's not a big deal. It's not a big thing. It's a very simple thing. It's only about, just to change our mindset and try to bridge the gap. That's it.
Thank you, Titu sir. Sir, I have a small one more question regarding the NGO, what you have said, collaboration. So, sir, for suppose a loan approaches a company, corporate company, and they are impressed with our project, but they suggest that to collaborate with another NGO. Probably they are already working with them and then having good experience. So in that case, how to go about it, sir? Like, still it can be considered under CSR or what? So what is your suggestion?
There, I think, see, once you get into the company, when you present your project and the negotiation starts, a lot of such collaboration or partnership or even other opportunities will come up. So as and when you get such a proposal, come back to JCI India. We will discuss if there is a scope of collaboration and working together. Why not? We can definitely work it and do it now. Is it not, Sirish sir? We can do that, right, sir? Sir, I think your sound is mute.
Yeah, you are 100% right. That is the solution. Because every time we are saying that we are ready with solutions. It is only that problems you have to come up with. So because CSR activity is such that everything can be solved, provided it fits into the lines. As simple as that. If it doesn't fit into the lines, simple. It is not done. As simple as that. So most of the cases we can take into consideration. If an NGO wants to collaborate with us, another NGO, so using our certificate of ATG, whether that can be allowed or not is the question mark. That if it can be answered, why not? As simple as that.
Thank you, sir.
Pavan gar.
Yeah, Ranjit gar, you can have your privilege as a Zone Director Business.
Yes, sir. Sir, on this special occasion, Sirish sir, we request you to release a poster of our Interzone B2 meet, and Ranjit Shah, our Zone Director Business, will make a clear point of it.
So you should take permission of Tito first.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Sorry sir. Titu sir, please give us the permission that we can have the privilege of having our NP sir releasing a poster of our Interzone B2B meet, sir. This is going to be happening.
The zone president asking, past national president, I don't think I should interfere in that.
No sir. The floor is yours. No, sorry, I forgot to. Ranjisha, you can carry on and you can just explain it. You just ask our IPNP sir to release it formally.
Rajita, can we do that in the end? I think still few questions are there. Once
Okay.
the
Yes,
answers are completed, we will go for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That would be more appropriate. It's like barging in into some session. That was
Yes, sir.
more appropriate. Okay. Yeah. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Any more questions from any of the participants? Can Jetfigure, I think we can go ahead.
Yes, sir, can we go?
Tito, any final words?
Right. My dear ladies and gentlemen, I think we had a wonderful session, answering your questions. Like Sirish sir said, questions will help us to, fine tune our new initiative. There could be a lot of questions, implementation errors, everything should come up. So it's only when, loans, prestigious loans like you take initiative, we can implement this. So once again, thanks a lot to Zone President, Madam, Zone Norm Coordinator, Pawan sir. Once again, thanks a lot, Sirish sir, and all the host Loam, everybody. I had a really wonderful session. Especially, it was a kind of a trial run for me, and I am having another session on Sunday. And my dream is to, have this session in all the 25 zones of JCI India. And I expect good start from your side. I am ready to help you out in any manner. Even when I'm talking to companies, if somebody is eager to associate with your zone, I'll be offering it to you. There are already some proposals coming in. In due course, I'll be informing you. So let's join together, to bridge the gap as well as make a better India. Like we said, JJC's be better. This time, let's have the slogan, Jai Bharat and make a better India. Thanks a lot once again. Bye.
Yes, Chairman Hamshankar.
Thank you so much, sir. The NOM coordinator, CSR. That's a wonderful session, sir. Now I request our Deputy Madam to speak a few words about this session.
Yes, sir. I can say that this session was so successful by the questions asked by our long presidents, and they were really happy, and the messages floating in the chat box. Yes, sir. We had a wonderful session. I should really thank our Tito Matthew, sir, for giving us this wonderful session, and also today's chief guest, who has been for the last 1.5 hours with us, spending his valuable time, Sirish, sir, for clarifying all the doubts of our members. Thank you so much, sir. And I also thank each and every president who has taken this session very seriously and asked their doubts. And I think this time we are going to make this happen in our zone. At least 2 to 3 CSR connects we are going to give to JCI India and get benefited through our LOMs. It was a wonderful session, sir. And I should say that if this gets really done as his own president, I could say I'm successful. Because in this COVID situation and pandemic situation, we are working very hard to do whatever we can do, whatever the possible ways we can serve the community, whatever possible ways we can serve to the people, to the needy people. So this, I think this would be a greater help, better help, as you have rightly said, that we can connect to the CSR funds of our company, and then we can help our societies for a better community. And we can also change our Bharat into a new India.
Yes,
thank you so much, sir. I also congratulate the wonderful initiative taken by Zone Director CSR Hema Shankar for the first time happening in Zone 4, and also the host teams, JCI, Vizag Green City, JCI Tuni Jewels, and JCI Tuni Navya. Congratulations to all the teams, and also PZP Pavan Garu for coordinating and making this happen in our zone. And I also thank all the past leaders of JCI India, past, present, and future leaders of JCI India who have participated and made this program a successful one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. I request our past zone presidents and our past national director, Border Kiran to speak a few words.
Border Kiran, sir.
Hi, this has been a wonderful session. JC Tito, congratulations for the initiative that you have taken. Pawan, from my side, congratulations to you also for getting these things through. IPNP, sir, thanks for being with us for all these 1.5 hours to 2 hours of session. Very good. And the interaction was fantastic. And as I told, some more leads or connects, probably me, Sirish, and Tito, we will definitely discuss on some more connects for the at the national level. Definitely, I'll try to do from my zone what can be done in this aspect. Thanks, everyone, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I request Ranjit to take a privilege. Business.
Thank you, Hemashankar. So, I request IPNP sir to release the poster of our zone's first inter-zone B2B activity, which we are going to conduct on 24th, that is this Sunday at 10 a.m. So we and our zone 4 as well as zone 8 have collaborated for this inter-zone B2B, and under the leadership of two wonderful zone presidents, including our Rajita ma'am. So I request everyone of our zone 4 to participate but it has got limited seats, so only first 30 members will get the privilege to participate in. So please avail this opportunity, and I once again request IPNP sir to release this poster. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I just got educated on this project about the B2B activity between the zones. What a concept, and I should congratulate both the zone presidents for coming forward for the first time. I think a unique concept where business can be transmitted between two different areas, geographically very far away. And I think this is going to be the next level of platform, using the platform online, where business can be promoted in a different districts and different localities altogether. Very great initiative, and I'm sure this will take up into a better way. And congratulate Zone 4 for coming with such a unique project, that you are going to be one of the zones taking all innovations into greater heights. And congratulate all the officers behind the great show. Wish you all the best, and long presidents. It is only 30 members, so try to grab the opportunity immediately as it gets launched. So wish you all the best. Thank you, Tito, for allowing us to do this activity. Very well, and I think you can launch the.
Yes, Pavan, please share it.
You can launch that in the screen.
One second.
And in coming month or coming weeks, we are going to collaborate with each and every zone, sir.
I know, I got the information. You are also collaborating with Zone 4.
Zone 12. Zone 12.
Zone 12.
Yeah, Zone 12, sir. This is the
Here
first.
the activity of Zone 4 B2B meet with 8 is hereby launched. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Wish you all the best, all the directors and the zone president of Zone 4 and 8. You're going to rock. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sirish, sir, for releasing our poster of Interzone B2B meet, sir.
Very well. Congratulations, Rajita, again.
Over to Chairman.
Thank you so much, IPNP sir, for releasing one wonderful poster. And now I request our zone coordinator, JC Palsit Madbabu, to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Ham Shankar Garu. Today, faculty, Tito Matthew sir, thank you very much for a wonderful session about CSR activities. Thank you very much, sir. Our IPNP, Sirish Dundu sir, thank you very much. Our chief guest, thank you, sir. Our ZP madam, Rajita madam, and Ham Shankar, CSR Zone Director, conducted a wonderful session about CSR activities in our zone and JCI India. Thank you very much, madam. And our past zone president, Bada Kiran sir, thank you very much. Manohar sir and PJP, Dr. Murli Mohan sir, thank you very much. Thank you, our president, Green City Bhavesh and Tuni Jewels, MN Gupta and Tuni Navya, Sujata madam, and superb introduction by Tuni Navya. Thank you very much. All the participants of Zone 4 and all the presidents and all zone officers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our IPNP sir released B2B poster. Thank you once again, all of you. Once again, thank you very much, Tito Matthew sir, for an excellent session and heart-touching about CSR. Thank you very much. Tito Matthew sir